guys, and welcome to another episode of FPL A+. How was your game week 10? Game week 10 had some people sort of really doing quite well, and there was a couple of surprises, with the big one being Reece James, who, as you can see on screen, I had him in my team. Quite elated to see him score 2 goals. Not often that you would see a Chelsea defender scored 2 goals. They are quite attacking, but 2 goals, I think that is absolutely a dream. So that's the most transferred in player for this game week. But before we carry on with today's session, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Turn on notifications so you can get notifications as to our next video. Also, please follow us on Twitter at FPLA+ for lots of insights and FPL content. And if you would like to join our FPLA+ mini league, please join the FPLA+ Super League. The details will be included in the description below. Okay, so game week 10, 63 points after taking an 8-point hit. The average score that you can see was 42 points, so yeah, quite a bit over that, above that score, so I'm quite chuffed about it, especially given that I took a hit. My rank improved by roughly about 90,000, from about 311,000 to 228,000. So yeah, it shows that sometimes long-term planning and taking a hit, being quite brave, going for the correct players, if it's giving you value in your team, not only short-term but long-term, like Reece James. I brought him in a few game weeks ago because I saw him having huge potential and it's paid off. So I'm quite elated with that. Okay, so besides Reece James, just to have a look at who else did well. Chilwell, so having faith in the Chelsea defenders, paid off. And then Mo Salah, who had, disappointingly, I would say, 1 assist. 5 points times 2, so that's 10 points. Not bad, but I think most people were probably hoping a bit more, at least 1 goal. And then Rafinha, who had another quite a good game and came home, still failed double digits, but 9 points, I'll take it any time. And then Havertz had an assist for the penalty. Besides that, not much really. Foden disappointed, Antonio disappointed, and Vardy another 1-pointer. And then Liverpool conceded as well. Okay, so what's the plan for this game week? Game week 11. Okay, so this game week, before we talk about the plan, the talking points for this game week is Antonio Conte joining Tottenham Hotspur. Is this going to suddenly result in a revival for Kane and Son, especially Kane, who has not had one of his better seasons, especially after the disappointment of his failed move to Man City? He seems to have had a lack of confidence, only scored 1 goal in 10 matches so far, which is totally not the world-class Harry Kane that we knew of many seasons. So Antonio Conte, who is known to kind of have a very absorbing training regime and get the best out of his players, he definitely will make a concerted effort to get the best out of Kane. And the question is, in my mind, all about timing. So this week we've got Spurs playing Everton. Everton's defense in the previous match did not look good at all. So that could be a good match. The only thing to ask is, are you willing to bring in Kane or Son, knowing how the formation is, ahead of seeing them actually play? If you've got my advice to you would be, if you've got a free transfer, then I would say go for Son if you've got no other priorities in your team. If you don't have a free transfer or you can't do it in one move, it becomes a bit more trickier. I would only consider taking a -4 if you are taking out 2 players that combined are not looking like they've either got a good fixture run or the players are not nailed on. So for instance, if you have got somebody like, let's say, Firmino, or you've got, let's say, Saar, and another player that's also not looking like they're in good form, or likely to be nailed on. Let's say you've still got Werner from Chelsea, etc. Then I would say then it would be worth it, because then your existing player is not going to bring you really much points or value, and then it makes that that hit much easier. However, where you have players like what I've got currently, Vardy and Havertz, the two that are most likely on the chopping block at some point going forward, do I actually swap them out to bring in Son? I can't bring in Son or Kane in one move because I don't have any money in the bank at the stage. It could be fine, depends on who the second player is. So in my particular case, I'll show you what I've got in mind. One potential option is to bring in Son and Tony. So Tony's got Norwich, and if we look at the fixtures for Brentford, Norwich, Newcastle, Everton, those three are looking very, very tasty fixtures. So Tony, if Mbeumo's back, Tony should do a bit better. That gives me 2.1 million in the bank, so I could still use that 2.1 million to upgrade elsewhere. Okay, so that's not bad. Rafinha's fixtures are not looking too good for the next few matches, so he could be somebody that I could upgrade. So 2.1 million would get me sort of to 8.6 million, so I could do something pretty decent with Rafinha going forward. The other option is I could bring in Jesus instead of Tony. Jesus and Man City are playing Man United away. Varane has been ruled out injured for 3 to 4 weeks. So that Man United defense is not very solid. They're then playing Everton. That should also be a tasty fixture for Man City. If Jesus plays, then there's West Ham, Aston Villa, Watford, Wolves. So Jesus probably might not play in all those matches. But if I've got a reasonable bench like I do have, it could work out to take the points when Jesus does play. The only problem is Jesus does often come on for cameos. So if you do start him and he doesn't actually start but comes off the bench, you could probably just end up getting 1 point, which is not the best, rather than to play a player that's being nailed on at least 70 to 90 minutes. But that's something I'm monitoring and considering. The other option is I could bring in Kane instead of Tony over here, and then instead of Son I could have Mbeumo. Okay, so the players being shifted out that I currently have, it's Havertz and Vardy. Okay, so if I bring in Mbeumo and Kane, then the 2.1 million in the bank drops a bit. I'll have 1.2 million in the bank. Okay, so that's something I'm thinking of doing, but my most likely option is to roll the transfer. My second likely option is to go for Son and then possibly go for Tony, so the one that you are seeing on screen currently. And then the third option is Son and Jesus. And I'd say a last resort is Kane and Mbeumo. Okay, so let me know in the comments below, what do you think of my possible moves for game week 11? What you would recommend that I should do? So feel free to comment below. Okay, and then if we're looking at the overall team, Sanchez is playing Newcastle. Hopefully that should be quite good. Alexander-Arnold is playing West Ham, so that could be quite tricky. Chilwell and James, they never started midweek, so I'm hoping that they start. Cancelo, that could be a tricky one against Man United, because I can possibly see Man United at home scoring. And also Cancelo played in today's, or is playing in today's Champions League match. So hopefully he doesn't get a full 90 minutes, because otherwise his chances of starting could be reduced. And then Foden, similarly, he's also starting in the match today. And then Havertz. So yeah, hopefully Havertz comes good. He unlucky not to score at all in a 7-0 match that Chelsea won last week, or rather the week before. And then Mo Salah, Rafinha, Vardy hopefully has a good fixture and a good result against a Leeds team that are not the strongest defensively. And then there's Wang, who's looking quite good. Was offside for a goal that he scored in the last match. And yeah, so that's the team. And then my only dilemma is Antonio on the bench against Liverpool as well as Livramento. So let me know in the comments below, what would you do? Who would you bench? I don't think Livramento, will be playing. I think Aston Villa could potentially score, but that's what I've said in some of the last matches that Livramento's played, and he's actually come trumps and surprised us with clean sheets. So it's more between Antonio and probably Wang. Who would you play and who would you bench? Please let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Okay, so if I don't change my team, this will be my team for game week 11. My captain most likely on Mo Salah. I would love to go for something a bit more exciting. In my mind, I've got either Vardy or Chilwell. With Vardy's two matches scoring 1-pointers, I don't think I'll go the Vardy route, even though I've got him as my vice captain. Chilwell or even James could be a surprise option, but at this stage with Mo Salah being sort of a massively highly owned, I'll show you the effective ownership now. It could be a big risk. And also, just from a stats perspective, in the last 8 matches that Mo Salah has played against West Ham, he has scored 9 goals, including 2 braces. So would I want to bet against Mo Salah not scoring against West Ham? It seems to be one of the teams he likes to play against. Probably not. So I might most likely keep my captain on Mo Salah. Effective ownership, just have a look at this, 199.17% of the top 10K. Very close to that, the top 300 to 400K, 197%. So almost everybody's basically captaining Mo Salah. So if you go against him and he does well, you can drop massively. Alexander-Arnold also quite hugely owned. Antonio also, so that scares me whether I should be starting him over Wang. Cancelo also quite highly owned. Many people are apparently wanting to bench Cancelo. Foden as well. Rafinha quite popular. Vardy, Chilwell, Livramento, Tony and Ramsdale. So no surprises there. So that just helps you with a bit of planning. Okay, and then price changes. So what's happening tonight? Livramento is likely to rise. Smith Rowe is very close to a rise. Mo Salah again close to a rise on 12.9 million, so he'll be moving to 13 million. Foden also close to a rise. Tony as well, and definitely Son will feature in the top transfers, I'm sure, ahead of the transfer. So his price, I'm almost sure, will definitely rise as well. And then, yeah, that's basically the main prices that are changing in terms of drops. Saar, if you've got Saar, you probably want to make sure that you try to make a transfer tonight if you can. Okay, and then the top 10 in the FPL A Plus Super League. Firstly, well done to everybody who is in the top 10. And we have a new top player in the FPL A Plus Super League, Selom Mello. Very well done, Selom. Well played. You're in first place. In second place, we have got Dollar Bill Stern. That's sort of just breathing down Selom Mello's neck there. Then we've got Sanjay Khatri, who dropped slightly, had a bit of a disappointing game week 10. But Sanjay, hang in there. You still have a brilliant score, and I'm sure you have the ability to climb up again. Omondo Ilyaza, who stayed consistent in fourth place. Well done. FPL Experts, that's moved up in 5th place, and we've got Jordan Awukani in 6th place. We've got Obina Okoli, who's in 7th place. We've got Samson Kiyoko in 8th place. We've got Amit Churi, who's in 9th place, and rounding it off, we have got Shack Attack United in 10th place. So well done, everybody, in the top 10. For those that haven't joined, please feel free to join. The link will be included in the description below. And all the best to everybody for their transfers for game week 11. Wishing you lots of green arrows. Cheers.